Hello, Dr. Satish.
Yes, sir.
Is it audible? Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. I think we can start now.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Professor Priya Zadav from Symbiosis Institute of Technology. So, I welcome all of you from SIT as well as Team Robotics. So, we are part of Symbiosis International University and we are 12 years old engineering institute. These are our rankings. So, we stood first among the top emerging private colleges in India while we are among 11th among top private colleges in India. This survey is done by India Today in 2021. So these are the recent rankings. So we are not focusing only on the technical knowledge, but we will also consider student as development in the multidisciplinary courses. So that these are the some specializations in discipline. Student can opt for this subject along with their regular stream from third year onwards. So these are the strong SIT features that make students stand out in the competition. So mainly we focused on the internationalization. Symbiosis has MOU with different universities. These universities contribute into curriculum improvement as well as guest lecture, internship, and a student can also opt for the internship for 6 months with the other universities. We have international program structure such as student can go there and study for entire semester, and whatever performance they have there, that credit will transfer here. We have compulsory internship in the 8th semester, so students have to go to different industries and work there, so they will get familiar with environment in the industry, and as well as they will get the knowledge in the recent rates. We have multicultural and vibrant campus life, so we have different clubs at SIT, not only the technical club like robotics, but we also have Versaticare that will take care of the social development of the student. We have short-term certification courses, so student can opt these courses depending on their choices. Along with that, we also have German and French language that is included in the syllabus itself. We have BTech degrees with honors. We have very strong industry connect that will help student for understanding the industry need, as well as these industry persons conduct the workshop in the college, as well as we support the student for internship. Then the persons from industry deliver the guest lectures and different workshops also. The student have option to pursue diploma in business management. Then we focused on skill development activities. These activities are along with their regular curriculum. We have holistic engineering curriculum. So I would like to mention here that every year we update our syllabus, that is from different inputs from the industry persons. So we have different collaborations along with universities and as well as the industries, so that they give input and we update our syllabus. We have also have a conductive research environment, as well as for the teaching and learning process. We are following these different features, like we have project based learning. Every subject is taught with help of some mini project that will give glimpse of hands on to the student. Then we have major project, global immersion program that will give chance to the student for study abroad, as well as for the guest lecture by the foreign universities. Then we have service learning, flexible credits by the industry. So the industry person will contribute also in the teaching, and that will be conducted as per the credits mentioned to that flexi course. So as I mentioned, we also focused on the research development for the student also. So we have different research cluster in which Student can opt depending upon their interest. So different faculty members are working in these areas, and student can go there and connect with them starting from second year itself. So from last 2 years, due to the pandemic situation, we are in the online mode, and we have conducted not only the teaching in the online mode, but we also have conducted the different workshop. Then the student have chance to opt for different courses like Coursera, edX. They have the free subscription for these types of platforms, and that will help to improve their technical knowledge. We also conducted the exam in terms of different modes in the online mode. So these are the contact details for the program in charge, Dr. Arun Kumar Bongale. He will be guiding you for the rest of session. So whatever queries you have regarding the robotics and automation, you can ask him during the session, as well as these are the contact details. The mail ID is mentioned and cell number is mentioned. So you can contact him directly. So with this, I would like to introduce Dr. Arun Kumar Bongale, who is program in charge here for the robotics. He has a vast experience in the teaching learning, more than 20 years, and as well as in research also he has a major contribution. So with this, Arun sir, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. And good afternoon, all the participants. So, madam, can you confirm, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll share the screen. Please confirm again. So if it's visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Is it okay? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Arun Kumar Bongale. I'm associate professor and program in charge for robotics and automation. So I'm at present I'm looking after the complete BTech and MTech programs of robotics and automation at SIT. So now today's webinar it is exclusively for familiarizing the students with what actually the BTech in robotics and automation stands for, and what actually you are going to learn, or you can say at the end of 4 years of your BTech career. So what transformation in knowledge as well as personality you can expect in yourself, right, during and after the completion of 4 years course. So today I'll be discussing about few aspects. I'll start with, so what is engineering and what are the different disciplines of engineering? Of course, you know already. So let me have a very brief discussion about that. Then I'll also mention about what are the current industrial scenario. So what actually industries, what actually IT companies, what actually corporate world looks at the students, what actually their requirements. So I'll be talking about that. Then how actually the robotics and automation is connected with industry 4.0, and what are the opportunities in that, and what are the technologies related to industry 4.0. Of course, robotics and automation, that I'll be discussing in very brief manner. And I'll be discussing about a few uniqueness, or you can say characteristics of robotics and automation exclusively at Symbiosis Institute of Technology, how it stands different and unique from other institutions, that I'll be discussing. Then, of course, program features, scope and opportunities for the students. Then what skill set you are going to gain, and what are the required skill sets with respect to current industrial requirement. Then also research opportunities I'll be discussing. Then later on, I'll be handing over the presentation to Dr. Satish Kumar. So he'll be again continuing with the discussion. He'll be explaining you regarding the admission procedure and related aspects. Okay, let's begin. So now these are the engineering disciplines. So I have listed very few, but there are more number. The numbers will increase if I go on every engineering course, right? So you might have heard about computer science, mechanical, civil, robotics, then aerodynamics, electrical, electronics and communication. Apart from that, also there are various different disciplines which focus particularly on a particular aspect, or you can say domain of the market. Okay. So now, if knowing different disciplines of engineering, so it is very useful, or you can say it is one thing that you need to know what actually these engineers do, okay, with respect to the disciplines. So now if I take aeronautical or aerospace engineering, okay, so what is the job role, or if you have a degree in aeronautical and aerospace engineering, so what actually you are expected to do, right? So usually it deals with design of aircraft, spacecraft, missiles, satellite, and other defense system, and related subjects only you will be learning in the degree, right? Similarly, if I take mechanical engineering, so it deals with the job role, or the requirement from the industry for the mechanical engineers. It is related to design of mechanical devices and systems such as tools, machinery, thermal products, sensors, detectors, etc. Similarly, if you take up computer engineering as your career, then you need to have work, you need to have or you will be responsible for hardware and software development, coding, programming, and applications using AML for applications, including robotics, right? Civil engineering, again, plan, design, supervise construction, right? Likewise, so every engineering discipline, so it has a specific job role that you are supposed to gain knowledge and deliver as your career grows, right? So, but in today's world, this is not the actual case. So the actual job roles, what I have explained over here, it is there. But in addition to that, so today's trends, today's market, or today's industries, okay, today's corporate world, they demand more. They demand interdisciplinary knowledge. They demand they demand that you need to have the knowledge of different domains, not only the specific engineering domain in which you belong to, right? The reason is the industrial revolutions. The major reason for that is the fourth industrial revolution, or what we call the industry 4.0, which is existing now, and all the industries, they are moving towards the fourth industrial revolution. So what is this fourth industrial revolution, and how it is influencing the job market, or how it is influencing the learning itself, right? So to understand that, we need to know what actually industrial revolution and how actually it progressed. Okay, so going back to the first industrial revolution, so which took place in 1780s. Okay, so wherein actually the mass production of the parts or products started, right, in the industries. And the reason for this revolution or change in the manufacturing industry is the availability of mechanisms, okay, availability of locomotive engines, right, availability of power machines, right, that has driven this change, or which has brought the mass production into the market. Similarly, as the time progressed, so we had electronic devices coming into picture. So all the mechanical devices or mechanical machineries, they get connected through electronics. We have automation, partial automation coming into picture, and that required mechanical engineers as well as electronics engineers, electrical engineers to look after this industrial revolution. And third industrial revolution, it came into existence, or you can say it started in 1900s, and 19 up to 1960s there was a transformation, you can say, right? And the reason for this particular development was the availability of computers, IT and automation, right? So which we incorporated in the industries, and the complete manufacturing sector, the industrial sector, that transformed, that upgraded by using IT, computers, electronics, and mechanical devices. Until now, the job role, what I mentioned, was defined. So computer engineer was there, mechanical engineer was there, ENTC engineer was there, right? Civil, everything was defined until third industrial revolution. Now what has happened? So we are moving towards fourth industrial revolution, or industry 4.0. So now in this, there is no separate discipline. Everyone has to know everything. So students, or the employees, they are supposed to have knowledge of multidisciplinary areas. For example, if you are a computer engineer, okay, you need to have the knowledge of electronics, you need to have the knowledge of mechanical, right? Not up to the mark, right? Not in detail, but at least you need to have what are those concepts, what are the principle behind that, right? Similarly, if you are a mechanical engineer, then of course you need to have the knowledge of AIML, right? You need to have the knowledge of embedded system. Then only you can survive, you can progress in your career. Otherwise, it is very difficult for the people with only the domain knowledge, only the knowledge in computer science, only the knowledge in mechanical engineering to grow or to get a job, even to get a job, right? If you are successful in getting a job also, then again, the progress or the growth in the job will be very less compared to an engineer with multidisciplinary and cross-disciplinary knowledge. Now, why I'm talking this is, so in India, we are shifting towards Industry 4.0. Government of India is also having so many, you can say, plans or so many fundings, right, to make our industries stronger and to make them compete with the global competence. Okay, so for that reason, so in India, you can see a rigorous makeover or rigorous change from existing automation or existing Industry 4.0, third industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution towards the Industry 4.0. So now you might be wondering that I am using the word industry everywhere, but industrial revolution, it is not only related to the manufacturing industries, it influences, it has its impact in medicine and healthcare. It is outer space application, military and defense application, home intelligence, right? And manufacturing sector, agriculture, and all other sectors, right? Domains of in the market, they are all influenced by the Industry 4.0 concept. Okay, so it is not only limited only for manufacturing industries. If you can see, manufacturing is one of the beneficiary of many such organization, many such you can say markets, right? So which are influenced by Industry 4.0. The main reason is the integrating of the technologies. So all the technologies what we talk about nowadays, right? So either it may be cloud computing or mobile technologies, 3D printing, robotics, right? Internet of Things, RFID, right? Cyber security. These are all now integrated, and which not only influence manufacturing sector but also influence the different sectors in the market. So which are considered as the major emerging areas in engineering. Okay, and AICT, All India Council for Technical Education, it also has recognized 9 emerging areas in engineering, so which will have very growth or very bright future in the coming days. So though these details are available in the All India Council for Technical Education, AICT website, you can just check out. AICT is the governing body to which all engineering colleges in India are affiliated to. So of course we are also affiliated, right? So all of us have to follow the AICT norms, and AICT has recognized these 9 emerging areas as potential candidates for growth in the Indian market. Okay, so now how actually that affects the engineering education, right? So now you assume that you have taken knowledge, right? If you have taken only computer science as your BTech program without any specialization, then you after 4 years you will not be competent enough, right, to go into the market, go into the competitive market and fetch a good job, right? Similarly, if you are a mechanical engineering and only with mechanical knowledge of mechanical, then again if it is of no use. That's why, so as Priya madam explained, we have degree programs with specializations. So if you take computer science, then you will be given specialization for IoT, specialization for AML. Similarly, if you take some other degree, then you can have specialization in AML, specialization in embedded technology, right? So all our programs are interdisciplinary nature. Since we are talking more about robotics and automation today, this is the new program that we are starting from this year. So we have started 2 new programs, 2 new BTech degree programs. One is robotics and automation, and another one is artificial intelligence and machine learning. So these programs, these course structures, what we have, so we have taken into account the input from the industry and input from what actually is going to happen, right? And what are the requirement of current engineers. Taking into account these parameters, we have designed the program structure so that it will not give you only domain knowledge of all the basic engineering programs, but also will give you expertise knowledge in the robotics and automation. So what are those? Let us see. Before that, let me explain what are the features of robotics and automation program at SIT. Okay, so as I told, it is a multidisciplinary program structure. So you will find courses which are from ranging from computer science to mechanical, right? We have operating systems, we have Linux, right? So we have Python in the program structure of robotics and automation. You have electronics, you have PLC and microcontrollers related subject, right? So, and you also have manufacturing and mechanical related subjects, right? So it is, you can say it is a complete interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary program structure. And this particular robotics and automation, it doesn't belong to one discipline. It is the hybrid, you can say it is the hybrid of all the three engineering disciplines. So that is how the program structure is made. And regarding other teaching learning procedures, we have Tinker Lab, again very exclusive, only to SIU programs, Symbiosis programs. We have introduced this Tinker Lab, wherein we will be giving you actual working models in the lab itself, where all the students in the first year itself, they'll come to the lab, open up the working model, right? So see how actually the things are built in, what is a robot, what is a robotic arm, right? So what actually inside of that robot is there, right? How actually that works. So all that thing you will experience by your own hands, then again assemble it back and learn the things. That is how the Tinker Lab works. And we have flexi credit courses in the program structure. So what are these flexi credit courses? These are the courses which are not designed now. For example, see, now we are in 2021. So you will graduate in the year 2025. Now, if I put some subjects in the fourth year of your program, and at that time when you reach fourth year, so that subject has very little scope, or some other new technology has come up, right? So then the reading those subjects or getting the cutting edge knowledge which is required to the industry may not be possible with the course structure. To overcome that difficulty and that hurdle, so what we have done, we have introduced flexi credit courses, so which are industry specific courses and which will be designed and delivered when you actually enter a particular semester. So when, if a flexi credit course is present in fourth year, in seventh semester, then the design, what should be the course, what should be the content, and how to deliver that, right? So that will be decided very few time before the starting of your seventh semester. So that is how the flexi credit courses. And another advantage of flexi credit courses is, so these courses are exclusively taken up by industry experts, or they at least take up some topics in the course and deliver. Okay. Then we have project based learning. So all the subjects in all the years, you will have some credits related to project based learning. You will experience whatever you have learned, you will be learning not only in the class, not only in the lab, but through some projects which will include all the knowledge what you have gained in the subject. Then we have industry oriented courses. All the programs, all the courses which are there in the program structure, they are being reviewed by industry experts, and with their input only the syllabus has been designed. Okay. And another very important thing you need to know is internship semester. So eighth semester in your program, out of 4 years, you will be having 8 semesters, yearly 2 semesters. In the 8th semester, means at the 4th year of your engineering degree program, so you will be spending complete 1 semester in an industry. Okay, so we have already collaboration with so many industries, and our students, they are already they are taking internships from these industries. Okay, and wherein you don't have to come to the college, no classes, no exams, complete 1 semester, 6 months, you need to spend it in an industry as an employee. So this will make you very well aware of the what actually happening in the industry, and how to further enhance your exposure, industrial exposure, and make you more employable. So that is the intention of this internship semester. Then we have specialization courses. As I said, I'll be talking more about this in the next slide. Then semester exchange programs under internationalization. We have MOUs with many foreign universities. They provide semester exchange programs, short-term and long-term semesters for our students. Okay, so if you are eligible, you can apply for a particular university, go there, spend up to a semester, then return back, and all the learning what you have acquired, whatever the credits you have acquired, that will be transferred back to the SIT, and it will be reflected in the mark sheet. So those advantages you will have with the course structure. And now looking at different subjects or the courses which the robotics and automation has, right? So as I said, it is the combination of all the three branches: computer science, electronics, and mechanical. You will have subjects related to all of them. So you have artificial intelligence and machine learning, you have microcontrollers, internet of things, right? PLC, SCADA, optimization, Python, Java, and MATLAB, right? And robotics related subject, excuse me, cyber physical systems, cyber security, right? So these are few of the subjects, right, that you can see in the course structure starting from first year to fourth year. Okay. Then nowadays we do not only talk about just the courses or subjects, we talk about the skill sets. So what are these skill sets? These are the skills which you require to be successful in your career, to get a good paying job. Okay, so along with the subjects, right, along with the specializations, regular courses, you need to develop your skills in a particular domain. So that is what we have included in the program structure. So if you take up robotics and automation as your career, then these are the skill sets that you are going to acquire. So first of all, the robotic operating system, we have designed the course structure to include ROS in the course itself. So robotic operating system, ROS, ROS1 and ROS2. So now it is the very trending subject in robotics and automation domain. So which, right? So if you are aware of this, if you know what is ROS, if you can program, right, you can code this, then getting a job is very easy task, right? Very high demand for ROS coders. So you will learn ROS in the robotics and automation BTech. Then, of course, you will learn what is artificial intelligence and machine learning and how to apply that for robotic systems. So that is one skill that you are going to develop. So you will be learning about Python, C++, coding, right? So if you need to have to learn ROS, then of course you need to be very good at coding. You need to be very good at the Python and C++, right? So you need to have the knowledge of Linux, okay, Linux terminal. So all those things are already included in the course structure. So when you progress through every year, you will acquire one or the other courses which are related to these skill sets, and through experiential learning, project-based learning, you will be implementing them. And at the end of 4 years, you will be learning, you will be equipped with these skill sets, which are very much in demand in the industry. And you will be learning about industry 4.0 related skill sets, as I explained in the previous slide. Then 3D printing and additive manufacturing techniques. Okay, so these are the 5 skill sets that we intend to have impart to our students to make them more successful in their life. And I was talking about specialization subjects. So in addition to regular courses which are there in the course structure, you can opt for specialization courses worth 20 credits. Okay, so these are additional specialization with considering your regular courses. So if you are more interested to learn about AIML, right, so which is offered by computer science department, so you are free to take it as honors and minors, right, as a robotic engineer. So and your BTech degree certificate, once you complete your degree certificate, it will have the mention of this particular specialization in it. For example, if you are a robotic and automation BTech degree student, then if you take up AI and machine learning as your specialization course, then you will be given granted or issued a degree certificate which will have the mention of AI and machine learning in it, right? So that will make you more competent and more top graded engineer to stand tall in the competition that current world has. Okay, and any of these, one of these you can choose, which are offered by different disciplines. You can have AML as your specialization course, data science as your specialization course, internet of things, security and privacy, embedded systems, smart manufacturing. And if you are interested in smart cities, right, that is also possible. So which is offered by civil department, you can take up that, right? So the reason of saying or including all this is the complete course is multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary in nature. So you will acquire the knowledges, everything here, right? So which is what the current requirement from the industry. And especially what the courses will, you will have the courses related to aerial robotics, drones. Okay, so which deals again related to this, you will be learning aerodynamics, internet of things, sensors, fluid flow, right, and physics subjects. Then you will be learning about mobile robots. Again, you might have seen Amazon and such type of warehouses where it is manless operation, right? There is no human intervention. Complete warehouse is maintained by the mobile robots itself, right? So you will be learning about how to navigate, right? So computer vision systems, sensors, artificial intelligence and machine learning in mobile robots, then image analysis, right? These are the subjects which will be there in the course structure. Then, of course, you will be learning about industrial robots. You'll be learning about digital manufacturing, industrial Internet of Things, sensors, human machine interfaces, HMIs. Okay. Then, of course, automation part again, which includes factory automation, home automation, and robotic process automation. Okay, automation means only don't think that it is only related to factory. So, home automation is also there, wherein you need to have the knowledge of IoT, right? So, how to interface different sensors with mobile, right? How to control them wirelessly, right? And robotic process automation, it talks about complete factory or office automation, right? Which includes accounting, financial services, healthcare, human resources, right? Supply chain management and customer services. So now these are very uh, bird view I'm giving you, right? So the subjects related to this will be included in the course structure, and at the end of 4 years, you will be knowledgeable about all these aspects related to robotics. In addition to that, you will also have knowledge about CS related and electronics related and mechanical related subjects. Now that is regarding regular or regular teaching learning process. So what else we have? We give very ample research opportunity to our students. Okay, so research centers, exclusive research centers are already available in the campus itself. We have research centers on applied artificial intelligence, nanoscience and nanotechnology, waste management, and medical image processing. So if you want to work with them, from second year or even first year itself, you can start, you can get collaborated with them. So we have many projects from the industries at these research centers. So industries give us consultancy projects, some problems to solve. So if you are interested, you need to work, if you need to improve your knowledge more in that direction, then you can join with them, right? So work as a student of that particular research center along with the faculty, then you will gain more knowledge about that. You can publish papers, apply for grants, right? There are ample opportunities, n number of opportunities. Then these are few opportunities particular to industries where robotics and automation engineers are considered. So our placement cell also includes CS, IT, ENTC, and robotics and automation in one category, right? So all the opportunities, all the companies which come for CSIT, then electronics, they also consider our robotics and automation engineers for placement drives. Okay. Then the course structures will enable you or will open you more ways for your career, right? So assume that there is a recession or downtrend in one or other disciplines, and unfortunately you have taken up that as your career, right? Then don't worry, right? If you take robotics and automation, you will have opportunities not only in robotics and automation related domains, but also in software industries, manufacturing industries, food packaging industries, right? R&D institutions, and also we have dedicated entrepreneurship cell. You can join there if you want to start your own company, if you want to begin with a startup, right? So those opportunities also there. Then coming to the memberships. So we are member of All India Council for Robotics and Automation, abbreviated as ICRA, right? So it is an international body, right? So which conduct so many activities. Okay. So being a member of that, we'll have those opportunities, those facilities. Our students can participate in conferences, summits, symposia organized by ICRA. Then they'll also give placement support to our students. Then certificate programs from ICRA are conducted on robotics. You can attend that. Then many competitions at national and international level, such as International Robot League, World Robotics Champion, right? So these are all organized by ICRA. Our students can participate being a member of that ICRA. We are also in process of opening a student chapter for IEEE Robotics and Automation Society. Once you join the institution, you will be given an opportunity to be a member of that, right? And involved in activities conducted by those societies. So these are the industry collaborations: Tech Mahindra, KPIT, Glass Academy, Netcracker, Minda Corporation. Philips is there. Philips Healthcare I haven't mentioned over here, right? So you can add Philips Healthcare also. So with these industries, we already have MOU, right? So projects and co-teaching, right? And R&D activities. These are the key aspects of those MOU. In addition to that, we have a list of more than 150 to 200 industries, right? So to which our students, they take up 6 months internship at those industries. And we have a very dynamic team in robotics and automation. So we conduct so many events, right? So you can see all those events are highlighted in the website. So few of them I have taken up, right? So we conduct Tech Talk series for every 15 days, wherein we invite academicians and industry persons from other institutions, right? So from industries, they come here to deliver Tech Talk, right? So of course it will be in online mode. Then we conduct so many workshops on robotics and automation, right? Not only for engineering students, but for also from 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th students all across the India. Right? It is open, it is free of cost, and all these activities are conducted by our students itself. And we conduct international workshops also, right? So it is one workshop on robotics and automation on ROS, robotic operating system. So all the four experts are from abroad. They are out from other countries. So potential recruiters, the complete list is there on the website. You can check out. These are the complete list, which is website. You can check out that in the website, right? These are the international collaborations that we have, wherein our students go take up for semester exchange programs. Also, they take up masters at these universities. So that is what I wanted to say. So now I request Dr. Satish to take over and explain what are the advantages, other advantages of Symbiosis, and along with that, the admission process. Dr. Satish.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sir, I'll operate the presentation from here only. Please let me know when to progress the slide.
Culture. Facilities.
Satish sir, you are not audible.
Now, sir, am I audible?
Yeah, it's now audible. Yes.
Yes. So as I was mentioning, there is a Symbiosis Hospital next to SIT campus, near to the SIT campus, you can see. So where all the medical facilities can be obtained by the hospital, by the students as well as the staff of all the Symbiosis staff. So we are also vaccination drives are also being conducted for various all the students and staff in the same hospital as well. So next slide. So other than this, there are various sports activities like we are having a badminton court, we are having a swimming pool, many other different sports, basketball court, and many other different activities in the Symbiosis. Also, we are having a Symbiosis school, special school for sports and well-being, so where various sports activities are being carried out via them as well as via our SIT students, and many of the competitions our students take part, and based on those competitions we give them if there are any international participations also, we provide them facilities for those as well. You can see the pictures like kabaddi, carom, and all the internal as the indoor as well as the outdoor activities provisions are available in the Symbiosis. Now coming to the important links like admission, so document uploading already and I have you all have done, so you have gone into the merit list, and your merit list was based majorly on the SIT triple score or based on the branch preferences which you have given. And the branch preference was majorly on the SIT score. If the score is on the tie, then the 10th aggregate of maths as well as the physics score was taken to decide the highest. Based on that, the branches were allotted by the software. So the next, you have got the offer email based on that, and the commencement date for the programs, all the programs is September 15, 2021. So you have got the offer email. In that you are having the links, different links to download, like offer letter, payment formalities like bill desk gateway, as well as your two annexures are being mentioned, annexure 1 and 2. Annexure 1 gives the guidelines of the finance related, and annexure 2 gives the eligibility documents required for the admission. So the finance details are also on the website as well. So this is just a screenshot on the website and the annexure 1, which is already been circulated to you, where the academic fees installments are being clearly mentioned based on the dates as well. So the first installment, second, and the third installment. Next, going to the refund policy. This refund policy, we have a good refund policy at Symbiosis where it takes automatically. So if you are applying, taking the admission and cancelling it, so based on the days of the admission starts, as you know, commencement date is September 15. Based on that, there is the percentage of deduction in the refund. So 100%, if you are cancelling it before 15 days of the commencement, then the 100% refund is possible. After that, there is a percentage being given. You can find the full document on our website as well. Next, sir. So these are the contact details again of program in charge. So you can contact, and as sir was mentioning, it's a multidisciplinary course, and it does not belong to any specific course. Like few questions we were seeing, it does not depend to any specific course. And like someone has asked in the chat box, like whether it belongs to CSE or mechanical. You can say other disciplines belong to robotics, like as it's a multidisciplinary course. Over to you, sir, again.
Okay, thank you, Satish. That is what I wanted to convey to all the students. And if there are any specific clarifications, of course, they can call me and they can write me. Or else, now also, if there is any specific questions, they can put it in the chat box and we'll try to attend them. Priya madam, over to you.
Yes, sir. Any question?
There are a few questions asking which belongs to CSE or MEC. So robotics and automation is a separate department, you can say, right? So it doesn't belong to CSE, MEC or ENTC. And program structures, what we have, courses, what we have, they are all from different disciplines. We have courses related to CSE. We have courses from AI/ML, few courses from mechanical, and few courses from electronics and communication. So you will get the knowledge of everything, right? And that is what the current requirement of the industry is. So as per the requirement of the industry only, we have designed the course.
Sir, there is one question from Anju Sharma. I think the question is related to for which companies student can opt, whether it will be branch specific or for robotics, they can opt for company from computer science also.
Okay, usually, see, there are two aspects now. So one is if you're opting or if you're applying through the college.
Sir, you are not audible.
Okay, now is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it's Anuj Sharma, I think. Okay, Anuj. See, there are two aspects. One is the campus placements, and one is the offline, where you go and find out the jobs, right? So, talking about placements in campus, okay. So we have companies which are coming from different companies coming for different branches. Usually CSIT and electronics and mechanical and civil, right? So these are the four domains for which the different companies are they come. The requirement of the companies would be they usually they have regular placement drives, and if our core structure satisfies those skill sets or those knowledge which they are expecting, then they take up the other branch students also. As of now, so if you just go through our brochure, right, our website, so CSIT companies, electronics companies, and mechanical companies, all three companies they take up robotic students for they consider robotic students also for placement activities. Okay, that's why I said you will have the knowledge of different domains. So you are suitable in all the domains. You will be eligible for all the three domains.
Sir, one student can take multiple specialization.
No, multiple specializations are not possible. So only one specialization you can take because you cannot learn everything. Okay, so that is why it is called as specialization. So there are other means, but as per our course structure, you can take up only one specialization. So you don't have that much time to learn everything.
So I
Sir,
think it is better. Yes, Satish sir.
the next question. What is the difference between the mechatronics, robotics engineering, and robotics automation? It is mentioned separately in the engineering discipline slide. So, robotics automation, to be specific, it's a advanced course. You can say it as major difference between mechatronics is the interdisciplinary. It was a combination of mechanical and electronics course, but robotic engineering it is specific to only robotics only. Right here, robotics and automation is the need for the today's industrial revolution as per Industry 4.0. So it's an advanced course where you will be learning all the concepts of CSIT, concepts of electronics required, as well as the concept of few concepts of mechanical. You can say only few concepts of mechanical. So it's a combination of all, right? And you will be learning AIML in the discipline. AIML as a major, like it's nowadays we are speaking about the intelligent robotic system or intelligent robots. So there the AIML part comes. So there are many other examples, right? Both the things and are different, right? So it's really advanced and need of the hour, and it's based on the concept of system engineering.
Sir, can I add one point here to
Yes.
be more specific? See, mechatronics is there from long ago. Okay, so mechatronics means you can say it is the integration of mechanical devices with electronic component. Now that is there, but it has advanced furthermore. Now, along with integration, we need to make the system smarter. Okay, so we need to give intelligence to the system. For example, if you might have seen house cleaning robots, right? So house cleaning robots, they plan everything on their own, right? They plan the timing, they plan what are the obstacles, they navigate between the obstacles, right? Then they prepare a map, then as per the map they go on navigating throughout the house. Similarly, so we have such applications in industry also, right? So we have such application in manufacturing also. We have such application in organizations which are not manufacturing related. So common office is there, right? So you want to automate the office, you want to have the reply, you want to particular email, then also you can automate that, right? So everything is now expert systems, artificial intelligence, and machine learning based. So here mechatronics doesn't talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning. So robotics and automation, what we have in our course structure. So it is the wholesome, as mentioned, Satish sir mentioned, it is towards the industry 4.0 concepts.
The next
Yes,
question.
Kunal, next.
There is a perception that robotics and automation is related to mechanical engineering. Can you clarify and explain whether the robotics engineer will be placed in other fields also?
Yes, that is what I'm. That is the perception is there. Usually, what happens, right? Robotics means mechanical. That is the perception. That is changed now. Robotics is not only just a robotic arm, right? An industrial robotic arm doing pick and place operation by the programming. Those things are gone. Right now, everything is interconnected. You can operate robot from your mobile itself, right? So you can monitor what actually a robot is doing, right? Uh, from your monitor or handheld devices itself. That is the need of the hour. That is how the industries are moving towards the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, so robotics used to be a branch of mechanical engineering, as you said, but now it is not so. It is combination of majorly computer science, artificial intelligence, and electronics, and mechanical part is there only for the understanding. For example, so if you don't have the knowledge of manufacturing, then how can you work on an industrial robot, right? So for that, whatever is required, the two in the terms of digital manufacturing, so we have included in the syllabus. Okay.
Yeah.
Satish sir.
Yeah, sir, one more question. Need to know about more on industrial collaboration. How does it help?
Yeah, very nice question. See, we are starting robotics and automation from this year. Okay. Prior to that, already we have MOUs with many industries which are related to computer science or which are related to uh, mechanical or which are related to electronics. Okay. Nowadays, if we go to any industry or through our MOU itself, if I go there, so recent experience, so I visited along with my team to Philips Healthcare. So now, what was the team there? So we took a professor from mechanical engineering, we took a professor from computer science, we took a professor from electronics department. Why? Reason is the product, the X-ray machine, what we were working on, right? What we went to see. So it has the components or which requires the expertise from all the three domains. Okay. So that is one thing. Means, so whatever MOUs we have already, so that holds good for robotics and automation. Apart from that, so although it is first year of engineering, so we are in collaboration already with many industries. For example, B&R Automation is there. So it is a ABB group company. So we will be signing an MOU maybe after 1 or 2 weeks within that. Okay. So what is the objectives of the collaboration? So collaboration will give training to our students. Okay. So at their location. So for every 6 months, so they'll ask for a batch of students. They will train them, right? So at their location using the industry grade equipments. That is one objective. Second objective is they will give the used cases. That is the case studies or the projects which are already executed as a study material, as a case study for our students to execute. And in addition to that, so that will be taught by the industry expert only, from the expert from B&R Automation only. Okay. So then they will help us in development of infrastructure, right? So one center of excellence is coming in automation itself, right? So that, and we are looking for collaborators. We are looking at B&R Automation. We are looking at Siemens, right? We are looking at other such industries who are involved in producing the automation related aspects. Okay. So such activities are continuously going on. And recently, another 2 days back itself, I have a discussion with Cobotica. Okay. So they are in terms of making a they are helping us to provide international internship to our students. Okay. So what are international internship? So if you as I mentioned in my previous slide, we have one option of 6 months internship to our students. Okay. So that was limited only for Indian industries. Now, if you want to go abroad, right? So want to work in a online mode or offline mode at a industry, at a startup or at a R&D center which is located elsewhere, not in India, elsewhere, then these industries, these Cobotica, they will help us to acquire, or they will give us the database where are they are available. They'll help us, our students, to take up the training on that, right? They will train the students, then they'll provide the internship. That too with payment. It is not free internship, right? Such collaborations are going on. Okay. So Symbiosis, if you join Symbiosis, it is not only robotics, all the disciplines, they have their own collaborations. Okay. So that is of, you need not to worry about that. So we know what is required and we are already in that process. Okay. So it will be done. And few industries, they are already on board.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
In addition to this, like what is the scope of the program and what are the placement? I would just like to paste one link in chat box. This is the session conducted by our industry expert, and he explained what student will learn in 4 years of their journey and what they have to focus on, more on programming or what is the mechanical knowledge they will need. So he has explained, he is the from one of the leading company in robotics, ABB. So please refer to the link in chat box, and whenever you get time, just go through that.
Yeah. I can see one question, ma'am, from Rohan. As we can get other branch placement, should we more focus on robotics placement? See, so that is what. So when you enter your third year of engineering, so you will be offered specialization subjects. So now you cannot imagine what is the market, how actually things are going on, right? So that perception or that view you can only get when you enter actually into the engineering field, when you take up engineering as your career. So when you enter 2 years, you will have much of exposure. So we have many industry connect activities, guest talks, industrial visits, right? So international faculty coming here and telling you what actually have to do based on that, and based on what in which part or in which domain you are good at, you are more interested, right? So based on that, you can choose your career. So you can take up specialization course in that, right? So you can make more, you can involve, or you can get yourself certified in particular subjects, right? Certification courses that we conduct, right? So you can take up a project in the industry or with our research center, and you can focus your career on a particular domain. So everything is not possible for everyone. Okay, so that's why we have given ample opportunity for everyone to focus on what actually they like and what actually they can do. Okay, then only you will enjoy your life. So taking up a boredom job, right? So either it may be high paying or whatever, but over the time of period, if you do not enjoy your job, you will feel bored, you will feel uh, tired, right? That should not happen. So one should take up a job, one should take up a career which interests him, which he is interested in, which he enjoys, right? So we have ample opportunities for that. So we will help you identify different domains, right, related to not only robotics but also to other branches. Okay, so if you are interested in AML, you can go in that. If you are interested in robotics, you can go in that. Or if you are interested in embedded technology, then you can go in that, right? So that you have to decide. You cannot do everything. No one can do everything. It is based on your interest and in which you are good at.
So there is one question regarding post-graduation study. Um, I just like to mention here that we have MOUs more than 80 universities abroad, and also the students are studying at various universities in the MS by their own. So he has the question that whether after doing graduation in BTech in robotics, whether they will be having exposure for international studies in or the abroad studies.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Actually, a very nice question again, right? See, I would like to emphasize that SIT Symbiosis is an international university. We have students coming from over 80 students to take up their education in SIT in Symbiosis. Not only engineering, of course, other domains also. Okay, and talking about SIT, right, engineering students, more than 50% of our students take up their masters outside India, right? So that is 1.2 that is you need to note. SIT is well known globally, right? SIT is recognized all over the world. Don't worry about that. And the degrees what we provide, they are recognized by All India Council for Technical Education, and our universities UGC recognized, and also we have global presence. Symbiosis degrees are recognized everywhere, not only in India but abroad also. And we have very strong internationalization activities which are going on, which will make it more visible to international fraternity, you can say. Okay, then robotics and automation. Okay, so see, robotics and automation is developing India now, but it is existent from long period in other countries. So we have already one collaboration with Ingolstadt University, Germany, right? So the same department, robotics and automation department. So we are planning to invite them for co-teaching. We are planning to have them here, to teach few subjects. And of course, we are teaching those students. So such type of collaboration, understanding, we already have. You need not to worry about that. Robotics is developing now in India, but it is existent in developed countries from more than 10 years. Okay. So now we are going into to do that. The reason is, as I said, Government of India is promoting these emerging technologies only. So all the engineering degrees, they have to implement these subjects, these courses in their curriculum to make our engineers more competent enough to make them more knowledgeable in these emerging areas. Then only, if you are competent enough, you are knowledgeable, then only our industry can grow, then our industry can compete with the global market. So that is what the things are, that is how the things are now. So only domain specific knowledge is not at all advisable. You need to have specializations, you need to have interdisciplinary knowledge, then only you can survive. If you survive, our industries will survive, right? Sorry, our industries will survive, then only you can survive. That is what the view of government is, and we are working in line with that. Yes, ma'am. Next, any other questions? So one question I can see from Kumar Karthik K. Students like me which are interested in CS but could not able to get strong base on the computer. See, it is the perception that CS students should have very good knowledge about, not like that, right? So we start for, if you take up robotics and automation, Python programming, we start in the first year itself. Okay, coding, Python programming related aspect, we start in the first year. So what, and we also conduct bridge courses, right? So you need not to worry about that. Whatever prerequisite knowledge you require to study particular subject, so that will be arranged. If you already have the, well and better. Otherwise, we conduct so many bridge courses, remedial courses, right? So to bridge the gap between your knowledge and what is required. Okay, Priya madam, over to you.
Yes, sir. I think most of questions are covered. So we already given you the contact details for the Arun sir, mail ID as well as the phone number.
And
So there
madam,
is
I would
one
like to,
question.
one
Yeah.
point I would like to clarify. So see, this is the second list of students that we have selected, merit list, and we got very good response in the first merit list. So we have almost filled 100% of our seats, and very few seats are remaining for robotics and automation. And being first year, it is very huge response. The reason is the opportunities which are there in the market for these engineers, right? So that itself indicates that, so you are in the right track. Okay. So very few seats left for robotics and automation, and we may be closing it very soon. Once our all seats are filled, we'll be closing the. Will not be allotting more seats in this particular branch. Madam, please, you can continue.
Yes, sir. Just a last point to mention, if you want to confirm the seat, you need to fill the first installment by Saturday itself. So shall we conclude now, sir?
Yes, I think, ma'am, it's already 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, any doubts are there? You can contact me by mail, or you might have received one call from our admission department, right? You can call back to that number.
Just a
So
minute.
if you have any doubts. Yes, sir.
I think there are a few doubts. You can call us directly on the number, which Arun sir number. Mainly Raminder some name. Any doubts regarding eligibility and all on the placement, we can reply back to you case to case basis, right? But there are many doubts. So, okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, Satish sir. Thank you, Priya ma'am. I think we will stop now. It's already more than the schedule what we have decided. Thank you, students, for attending. Any doubts, you can contact, as sir said, right? So contact details are also available in the website, right? You can call me for clarification if you have any. We'll answer it case by case. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.